balls, and did a lot of teamwork, a lot of situational teamwork, and looked really sharp and crisp, and it was good hitting and good hustle. Came out this afternoon for our second two-a-day practice, and our second practice today, and went in Ross Ade, which usually elevates our level of play some. It was probably good timing because I think we're in practice number 16 or 17, whatever it may be, and they're starting to get tired. We had a chance to invite a lot of our student body, the ones that come to the games here in Ross Ade. They have a spirit section, the Ross Ade Brigade, and we had an open practice for them. We had it closed to everyone else other than the Ross Ade Brigade. We had, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred, 200-300 possibly students show up, and they mingled with our players for a little bit prior to a stretch, and then we lined up and kicked some field goals and did a little blitz for them, and then we put the ball down and had I don't know, 100 and something plays thud scrimmage, and got a lot done. Executed well, and didn't have near the fire that I'd like to have seen in the second practice, but very good execution. They've had a good camp, and they've really extended themselves, and we've gotten a lot better.
What do you see out of OJ in day two?
He looks really good. He catches the ball really well. He has very strong hands, and that's important because he can really catch the football, made some people miss, looked fast. It probably has a little fresher legs than some of the others right now because he hasn't practiced as much up to this point, but he can be an outstanding player for us this year. He was last year until he got hurt, and expect him to do even better things this season.
Sum up camp so far, Danny.
Pardon me?
Sum up camp overall so far, to this point.
Very good. We have good senior leadership, good leadership from our captains and seniors. They have a design plan to lead the football team. They've organized their thoughts and have keys, leaders' keys to victory, things that our team will hang their hat on, and we've tried to implement some of those keys throughout the course of camp, and I think the team is buying into it. So I like the leadership part of our team. We seem to be very motivated, very committed. We haven't wasted very many reps. Been a lot of great focus and detail. We have really improved a lot as a football team. So excited about it. We're going in the right direction. We're not ready yet. I see a lot of good things with this football team. Carson hit some long field goals with the students there. We want to have some fun with it, and he likes to show off a little bit too. So it was good. He nailed some long ones, and then he hit a 63, and then just barely missed a 72. A very little wind. It probably fell about a yard or two short of the crossbars, so he can nail them. And that was fun.
How long are you leaving your first units on the field? I mean, I know you're talking about trying to finish and stuff like that. Are they out there for X amount of plays in a row, or how
different scenarios? Different scenarios depend upon which practice that we're in, but they're getting a lot of team reps. Spent a lot more time on team reps the last 3 or 4 days of camp compared to individual work and the technical work. I think we're doing a pretty good job with the fundamentals, and we need a lot of teamwork right now, and we're getting a lot of teamwork right now. I don't know how many plays today between the two practices that our ones would have gotten, but 150, 100 something probably plays, snaps. Yesterday we got after it really well in the afternoon, and they did a lot of good things, had a lot of plays. It was physical, so I'd say probably in the last 24 hours are ones that probably had a couple of hundred snaps. So we're talking scrimmage snaps,
right.
Not counting individual stretch and all that. So a lot of teamwork, and it's paying off.
Did you do some cut blocking in the last couple of days? You had mentioned that.
We did some. We did some yesterday. We didn't do any today. We cut block a lot yesterday in the beginning of practice. We didn't execute the cut blocks all that well, and towards the middle to the end of practice, our offensive linemen had them timed up a little bit better, and we had a chance to cut them up some and get their hands down some, and it gave our defense a chance to try to play through the cut block some. We'll cut again some more. We didn't do it today because I was afraid they were leg weary, and I didn't want guys with tired legs cutting other guys with tired legs. So, again, we come out here today. I believe we only had maybe 5 guys that were out, and we're not tackling as much as I'd like to, but we want to keep them healthy, and I think that's paying off. And we're in really good shape right now from a medical standpoint. Our football team is to be this far in camp and only have 5 or 6 guys out. I think is really, really good.
What still has to be accomplished, Coach?
Pardon me?
Before you play both football games, what still has to be accomplished?
We have to learn how to finish, and we still have not practiced ourselves into game shape yet. We have to go faster. with our scrimmage snaps. It's hard to right now because they're very tired. I think they really want to comply, and they've tried really hard. When we're fresh, we really extend ourselves, and we hit hard, and we're sharp, and we have some explosion about us and some suddenness about us. When we're tired, obviously we don't look quite as sharp from an explosion or speed standpoint, but we're still executing very well when we're tired, and I think that's a good sign. A lot of times when you're a young football team or you haven't been together, when you get tired, things fall apart, and you can't manufacture consistent plays. Even though we get tired, we're still able to execute. And I think that's a good sign for our football team.
Is there any update on flu?
Nothing as of right now. He's still trying to take care of the list of things that we ask him to get done before we can be in good standings to be reinstated, and he hasn't completed them all. It's probably where he's at right now. Probably get some of those things done.
Rob's still lower. Starting to feel better.
Did a lot better today. Threw the ball very well this morning. Threw it very well this afternoon. I think our offensive line is protecting the quarterback better, giving the quarterback some time and clearing the picture up for him. He threw the ball very well the last two practices. Probably the best that I've seen him throw. I think he was probably about, I'll let Coach Nord check the numbers, but I think he's probably in the 80% completion percentage the last couple of practices. So he's throwing the ball very well.
Robert practiced.
He did very well yesterday afternoon. Not as many reps as we'd like. Or this morning, maybe we'll start running together. This morning, did very well. Looked fast, threw the ball well, and didn't get as many as we would like, but he got some, and then it gets sore. He played some this afternoon, did very well, threw the ball well. Still needs to settle down in the pocket a little bit, and then he got sore, and we pulled him out. It's get a lot of quarterbacks work. The injuries and the illnesses allowed us to spread the reps around, so we have good development right now with Caleb Turbush, and Sean Robinson's getting a lot of reps too. So, some of the experience from last year for Sean Robinson is paying off for us. He's fourth on the depth chart, but manages the offense pretty well. And Caleb Turbush, I think, is doing outstanding. I think he really looks good. He's been throwing the ball well, really into it. He's had a heck of a camp.
What are they telling you about Robert's knee? I mean, is this normal? What's going on?
Well, it's the donor knee.
So many months after surgery, or are they concerned about something else that may be?
No, everything seems to be intact. It's the donor knee. It's not the surgical knee, and I believe there's a ligament or a tendon somewhere that's really sore, and they can't get that thing to cool off. And he comes out there and he does pretty good. Then after a while, it gets sore and it gets stiff. They're going to make an attempt to try to cool off that one hot spot. And I think once they get that under control, I believe it'll reduce the swelling and be able to continue to diminish and for further along his rehab. But they seem to think they can get a handle on it. Obviously, we'd expected it to be done weeks ago, but it wasn't. So we have to keep working with it. But I appreciate his persistence and his effort, and I think everything's going to be okay. The timing's a little bit off.
What's he like to try to redshirt Sean if possible? I understand after what happened last year, you probably haven't taken anything for granted as a quarterback, but if you can afford to, would you like to?
I think it'd be great for Sean and great for our team. We'll have to see how the cards play out, with the health of our quarterbacks. If things go well, that'd be great. Unless he passes some guys up, we're going to play the best guys that can help us win, and there'll come a point in time it may be him.
What's Robert doing for rehab? Is it just rest? Is that really the only thing you can do?
Well, rest is part of it, and they have a whole plan and a whole program for him. We have the athletic trainers involved with the rehab program, and we also have some of our coaches that work with our strength and conditioning sport performance staff that have a plan for him as well. So we're pushing him and working him hard. I think it's just a small thing that they can't get a handle on. I don't think it's I hope it's not anything major. I don't think it is, but we'd like to get him back 100%. It'd be nice when that happens.